that, folks. It floats. It's sustaining the torrential water. Now, if anybody wants to go in, just in case it capsizes and sinks and wants to collect it, we'd really appreciate that. But will it stand the test of the cows? So it goes one. Andrew, is that all 6 in there? Alright, will it float, folks? Can we get a drum roll, please, Paul Deck? Oh. It floats! Oh, the tsunami's coming. It's still going. I can't believe it's worked. Well done, folks. Well done. Give them another round of applause. Now, our team who have created the boat, correct me if I'm wrong, Legends of the North, your ship? It's Legends of the North. It's your winner of today's Build a Boat. Can Amanda get a safety without falling in? Please tell me you don't have anything in your pockets.
On a big ship with a crew of 1,300. And one day I met a lad which I have worked with in the past from Poland. And I said, when did you join? And he had been on board for 1 month together with me, and I didn't even met him in 1 month. Then I knew that this is too big.
Goodness me. I mean, the ships are getting bigger and bigger by small amounts. You know, a foot makes it the biggest ship in the world. Do you think they're ever going to get much bigger than what they are now? You know, if you go into the future, does it have to stop at some point?
Yeah, I think it's not the ships themselves that cannot get bigger, it's the ports who cannot take in the ships because there's not room enough, simply. And looking ahead on the building market at the moment, the Icon of the Seas, which are now the biggest in the world, they are not planning anything bigger than that one for at least 5 years ahead of time from now.
Goodness me. Wow, so they probably have to start building ports as well as ships to allow them to come in.
Well, they have to dig them out and make them bigger.
So our lovely Discovery 2, she was built in the 90s, is that right? For the lifespan of a cruise ship, what has to be taken into account for ships to keep operating like what Discovery 2 is?
Well, when they built the ships in the 80s and 90s, they put a little bit more time into them and more money as well, so they are lasting longer. The older ones, like this one, is now already 30 years. She will easily make 10 more years. And the thing that usually kills the old ships is like piping system, things that you don't see in the open. Like it's easy to change the carpet and the furniture, but then you have all the systems behind the scenes, like toilet systems and freshwater systems that are getting old. And to change all this, that's a huge job. So what they usually do, they decide to scrap them instead and end the life of them. But this ship was just recently, last year, in a huge dry dock in Cadiz, and everything is in good shape, so we will have her for at least 10 years easy.
So it really is just about maintenance thing. As long as the ship's maintained, it could just keep going and going and going, I presume.
Yeah, and as the ships gets older, you need more maintenance, and we have a very good team and understanding from the owners as well to keep them in shape. That's you need to spend money on maintenance on an old ship. That's just the way it is. Same as with an old house, you need to maintain it.
So are the engines the original engines, or have they been changed out bit by bit over the decades? Would they be the ones that were installed?
Yes, it's the original engines, and they're like any engine, car engine or whatever, also maintenance all the time, and it's an ongoing process. And as we are lucky that we are a little bit overpowered when they built these ships. They built a series of 6 ships in total, and 2 of them are equipped with 5 engines, and this is one of them. And to main speed, like normal operations, are always never more than 3 engines running, so we always have time to maintain the other ones. And they have a good team, large team downstairs, so this ongoing job all the time to keep them nice.
So at full speed on all engines, what could she do still?
I have done, not with this one, with the Discovery, which is exactly the same technically wise. We did 26.6 knots on the way up to New York once.
Goodness me. I mean, does that burn through the fuel a lot more, or is it more fuel efficient to go faster?
Yeah, then it's getting expensive, but then you can do a water ski behind.
Also, love that. So 26, so you think that Discovery 2 could do that as well?
Yeah, we did actually when we were going from Cartagena to Valletta. We were speeding up on 4 engines just to get the bad weather behind us, and we were doing more than 22 knots during the night.
Well, of course, sustainability is a big piece nowadays, of course, especially older ships as well. We do a lot to be sustainable and economical, don't we? We create our own water. How is that done when we make our water on board?
Well, to make a long, complicated story short, it's like converting salt water to drinking water.
Goodness me. So we bring in the water from outside. Do we purify it, or what do we do with it from there?
Yes, that's more or less what we do, and add some chemicals and some chlor to make it drinkable. And there's all of kind of chemical tests before it's put into use. And the systems we have is called reverse osmosis, and it's a very good system. It's used worldwide on many cruise ships, like all cruise ships have it. And it's better than to bunker fresh water from certain ports because you don't know what quality you get then. But we know what we are producing ourselves, so it's very safe to use.
Lovely. And the food, there's a lot of food on board, and of course with the amounts of food in the restaurants that would create a lot of waste as well. What do we do with that waste?
It is grinded down to small pieces, and then it's pumped overboard, and certain places, if you're 12 miles offshore, you're allowed to do it, and that's what everybody are doing.
So we feed the fishes?
Yeah, that's what they have large fishes in the Mediterranean.
That's pretty good. Thanks, Ross. Wonderful. So that's how we deal with food waste. Of course, there's other forms of waste as well. The grey water. What do we do with that? Is that purified on board, or do we have to offload?
Grey water is that's the water that comes from the showers and dishwashing machines and so forth. That is cleaned to a certain time, and then you are allowed to pump that overboard as well. And if anything that comes from the human body is also allowed to put into the sea, but not anywhere. And it is getting more and more popular to pump this ashore, but there's not so many ports in this region who have this facilities that you can do it. But in case we come to a port like that, we can pump our things ashore as well. And all the other garbage is, as you can understand, a big business on board. We are producing a lot of garbage with 2,400 people on board every day. And the operation downstairs behind the seas is huge, and the environmental officer is taking care of this part. And certain ports they take glass, crushed glass, and the other port takes plastics, and it's a big circus to do this. It's a lot of logistics, but we have it all in place months ahead of time.
It's amazing, isn't it? How self-sustained we are, really. When we hear you on the tunnel, and I arrive after you normally head off. I normally watch you walk around the corner, the pilot arrives, and the bridge team are there. Can you, for our guests, talk through what you do from that point until we set sail? How busy is it? What do you have to do?
Well, when we're getting ready, then the pilot comes on board, and the pilot is in this waters is not more than, isn't a local advisor, to make it easy. It's something that's mandatory because we're not allowed to go in or out from port without him. So he's coming on board, and I'm trying to keep him busy and entertained and give him a cappuccino or espresso, whatever he wants, to keep him happy. And then it's usually me or staff captain is doing the maneuverings. So the pilot is not touching anything of our instruments or engines. It's me and the staff captain is doing the maneuvering at times.
So the rest of the bridge team, are they lookouts for the manoeuvre?
They are paying attention to what's happening. They are responding to alarms and doing whatever they are told to do. They always have a briefing before every arrival or departure, and go through what every single one is supposed to do, and that includes the mooring stations. And so everybody knows in good time what they're supposed to do and what they're expecting from them.
So before arrival, so you have very early starts.
Yeah, like tomorrow it's what I call stupid o'clock. I have to go up at 4 o'clock and have a briefing 20 minutes before the pilot arrives. That's he's arriving at 5 o'clock, so it's an early morning.
Well, at least the clocks aren't going forward again, Captain.
Yeah, enough of that now.
Just in case anybody's wondering, it's 10 to 1. Alright?
Really?
You've cruised a lot of the oceans and the seas. Are there any tips for you? Any particular ports that you like to visit or go in and out of?
There's so many nice places around the globe. And for sailing in and sailing out, ports like Sydney, Australia, New York is nice as well. And if you want to have a nice sunny place, in the Pacific, also the Indian Ocean, the Maldives and Seychelles are nice places.
Have you found any of them particularly challenging, or is it more or less the same for every port?
As long as the weather is nice, there is no challenging ports. It's only about the weather. If it gets windy, that's when it gets tricky.
What challenge does that bring then? Is that if you're alongside, it could be challenging to go out, or the way around?
Yeah, and all ships have their what we call the pain limit, how much you can take from the side. And with this type of ship, with the power we have, if it goes above 25 knots straight in the side, it's difficult to move. You stay alongside if it's pushing you towards the berth.
What tactic would you use to leave if that was the case?
That's when you need to get help from tugboats to pull you out.
Right, okay, so are they difficult to come by? We haven't seen many. I know this cruise has not had too many ports, but recently we haven't seen many tugs. Is that because we've got so much power?
Yeah, we had a couple of times in Arrecife and Lanzarote because we were unlucky with the direction of the wind and very windy as well, so we had to use tugs to get out from there.
Now you're doing such a good manoeuvre now, even. Your plans, you were saying before, to keep us ahead of the weather as best as what we possibly can. How fast are we going now?
Right now we are doing just a little bit more than 15 knots, and that's how it have been planned, or how I have planned it. I call it convenient passenger cruising, and you can go very fast during the dark hours, and then you can slow down daytime to make it as nice as possible upstairs and out on the decks, because that's where everybody wants to be, including me myself. If I would do a cruise, that's where I want to be. So it is a little bit challenging, but we have been doing just fine this cruise. We have been quite lucky as well. We got a lot of bad weather behind us when we left Cartagena.
Yes, yeah. Indeed. So, yourself, Captain, how long have you been here now on board, and how long do you normally do for one contract?
I joined in February 6th, so soon 2 months, and I'm staying until May 16th, so I make a little bit longer this time. We are usually doing 10 weeks on, 10 weeks off.
And so there's an opposite captain for here.
Yeah, I'm back to back with Captain Greg Torba, who have been here for a couple of years already. He's been with the company also for a long time.
So do you like to be by the sea when you're off, or is it something that you literally leave here on board? Or do you like to do at home?
Well, I live by the sea, and I spend a lot of time in the archipelago where I come from, so I'm in with boats all the time. I have my own remote summer house located on a tiny island, which is my own island, where there is no electricity, no running water, and things like that. It's back to the basics. In the evenings, it's candles and oil-fired lamps and silence.
Your own island? That sounds idyllic. Must be so peaceful up there.
Yeah, you can experience one of the most underestimated sound there, which is silence. It's very silent there. In the evening, you can actually hear the torch in the oil lamp.
It's amazing. So you've got no electricity. How do you survive? How do you eat? So you use a lamp. Do you barbecue? What do you do?
Barbecue a lot, and then I'm fishing myself and hunting as well. And so that's the lifestyle up there in the archipelago, and how I was taught from I was a young lad. And I even taught my kids to do it. They know how to put out nets and get the fish and how to take care of it. So they know their way from sea to the table.
It's brilliant. And your children? Do you think that they'll follow you into this industry?
Hopefully not.
You don't want them to?
They have asked me, but I have told them to stay on the shore side is better. I have 2 daughters, and if they're gonna get kids, I think it's the best for them to stay on the shore side.
Fair enough. How old are your children?
They are 19 and 21.
So adults. Would you like to remain in this industry? What do you see for your future?
Yeah, I've been trying a lot of different things. I've been in the maritime industry for 39 years, so it'll be 40 years next year, and where I'm now, I'm feeling fine and I'm enjoying myself, so this is what I'm going to continue until I retire.
Which is a long, long time from now.
Not that long time.
You're only 21. That's what you told me.
I wish. It will be, it's 56 this year.
56. There you go. It's the sea air, Captain. Sea air keeps you youthful.
Yeah, I know if you would make a guess, they would guess that you're older than me for sure.
I was being kind to you then. All right, I've got a little bit of salt and pepper going on here. That's fair enough. So, of course, thank you very much for joining us around the ship as well. Did you enjoy the tug of war competition yesterday?
Well, it was a little bit difficult to see that the engineers won, but they have to win once at least. Usually it is the deck team that wins.
We did get accused of there was a bit of cheating going on, I think, that we were turning a blind eye to.
I couldn't see anything.
Oh, there you go. Brilliant, Captain. Thank you so much for joining us here today. And of course, it's the last night of the cruise. I can't believe how quickly this has gone, but I presume that's a testament to how lovely it's been on board.
Yeah, it is true that when you have fun, time goes fast. And since we left the Canaries, it feels like it was like yesterday, but it's already on the 9th day.
And here's to a successful season in Cyprus, in and out of Cyprus, of course. Everyone, I'm sure you'll agree, our wonderful, wonderful captain. Please join me in thanking him. Captain Freddie!
Thank you.
Have a lovely afternoon, everybody. Lots going on. As Captain did say earlier on the tannoy, there may be a bit of liquid sunshine that might appear, but it might dry up as well. So we are going to attempt to do our party on the deck. Fingers crossed. Everybody, fingers crossed for the good weather. Have a lovely afternoon. Enjoy your lunch. Take care. Bye-bye.